earpiece. Let me get my earpiece. Hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Victoria Okorochi, and I'm the founder of Radical Global. It's a community that is committed to showing you how you can earn with your knowledge and your skills in the Web3 space. So if you can hear me, just drop a comment and we can. So let me share this to everyone, share this to your friends, to anyone that needs to learn how to get started with Web3 careers. So today's topic is Introduction to Web3 Jobs and Careers. And to show you how to get started, whether you're already a professional, whether um, you're new to the industry, or whichever level you are in, and but you want to transition into Web3 careers. That is what this live session is about. All right. So if you can hear me, drop hello, hi in the comment section so I can be very sure that you can hear me. Can you hear me? All right. So let's talk about what Web3 actually is, because before we can talk about how you can get jobs and how you can build a career in the Web3 space, we need to talk about what exactly is Web3. Web3 is the third generation of the internet. What do I mean? The internet you know today is Web2. That's like of Facebook, like of Instagram, and and similar kind of platforms. They are based on Web2. While on so now that means that if there's Web2 and there's Web2 and Web3, that means there's Web1. So Web1, what's Web1? Web1 is the kind of internet where you just read and write. There was no form of interaction. But we now have with Web3, with Web2, we now have interaction, engagement, social media creation, social media content creation. And the interesting thing you need to know about these different phases of internet is that for every time the internet evolved, it created job opportunities. It created job opportunities for people. If you look at Web 1, it created opportunities for like typists and all of that. And in Web 2, we started having things like digital marketers, content creators, social media managers, different kind of skills, because now we now have social media in quotes. That means there are skill sets needed to manage or be able to create content that suited this type of internet. So I still want to confirm that you can hear me. I need to drop a comment or a wave or something in the chat box so that I'm sure that you can hear me. Because I need to confirm people can hear me. Okay. All right. So moving on. So that means now we are okay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Hanoze. Thank you, Hanoze, for confirming. So that means now we're in Web3, a kind of internet where you can now own your content. This is not a situation whereby will I say the likes of the big giants, the big tech giants now have the greater share. Now Web3 means that anybody anywhere in the world can create value, can monetize that value, and they can own their value without being subject to all these data challenges. See, for example, now ChatGPT said they will still start doing adverts, right? In Web3, You can own your data and decide that I don't want my data to be monetized. So that's Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. So now that we are gradually evolving into the new phase of the internet, the new era of the internet, that is Web 3. It means that there are so many career opportunities that are available in Web 3. So now the beautiful thing is that you don't even need to create an entirely new fresh of skills or abilities. You can transition the skills you already have now into Web 3. For example, now, let me use myself for example. I was in Web 2 as a writer and a social media person because I had learned digital marketing. I took some free courses and I helped to manage a few social media handles. So when I found out about Web 3 in 2018, and then I found out that there are career opportunities inside, I don't have to trade because one thing that many people, one misconception or let's say bias people had about Web3 and crypto is that you can only trade. Trading is the only thing. Trading is the only thing that you can do in crypto. But that's not true. There are careers, those projects that people are buying into. There are people that manage their social media handles. There are people that design their banners, design their social media content. There are people that create content for those things. There are people that do adverts for those things. Those are career areas. And you too can get jobs and opportunities in these career areas. So in web3 if you already have skills, because I like to tell people to start with their abilities, start with what they can do. So let's say for example now you already can write, like how for me now I was writing. I used to write stories. I used to write content. I used to do audio transcription. So when someone told me that it's not only trading that exists here, you can get a job. I was like, are you serious? So I transitioned myself into. So I started looking into, okay, what does writing really means in Web 3? So that's when I realized that the first thing that you need to do when you want to transition into Web 3 is to understand the terminologies of the industry. You need to understand what is even Web 3. And you say, okay, Web 3 is the internet that is built on the blockchain technology. What does that even mean? Because these are like big words. For someone that just coming into the industry, it doesn't really mean much, right? So what does it really mean? So that is when you now learn what blockchain technology means. And blockchain technology means that it's a kind of technology that is decentralized. And okay, let me explain it. Now the internet that we have today, the Web 2, right? Somebody somewhere can unplug. If they unplug something from a wall socket, now everything can go off and shut off, right? Someone somewhere has the major control. Someone somewhere has can say, oh, if they decide that something needs to go down, it will go down. Let me use our social media for example. How many of you here have lost your any of your social media accounts, or maybe you woke up one morning and then you found out that the social media account has been shut down, or you've been banned? Some people have lost their, like, different social media accounts just because of that thing we're talking about. Somebody somewhere can unplug it just because they don't like your content, or just because your content have violated one policy. That is Web 2. But in Web 3, nobody has the single control. Somebody can have, like, maybe just like in a company whereby shares are distributed. So people can have higher shares, lower shares. In Web 3, it's all about um, people have a say. I mean, you have a say. That's why it's called decentralized. There is no central power, and your power is dependent on, let's say for example now there are tokens now, for example maybe like 100 tokens, and the power is dependent on who has the higher token, right? So that gives people opportunity to participate in whatever governance that is happening. So that is Web 3. That is decentralized technology. That is the blockchain technology. So in blockchain technology, no one person does not have all the power. It is distributed, and then everything that is recorded cannot be changed and cannot be edited. That's the beauty of the decentralized technology. The beauty of this technology that is backing crypto, backing Web 3, is the fact that you cannot manipulate the information. You cannot manipulate the data as long as it's confirmed on technology. You cannot manipulate it again, which is why there are different industries that this blockchain is going to disrupt. It's already disrupting. We have the likes of the education, we have the likes of voting systems. Like, if only our government will adopt blockchain, it means that we can beat our chest that the result we get in an election is the real result. So these are the different, this is like the basic that you need to understand how this tech works. Just the basic, understand it. Because in the career, in the job space of Web3, being crypto native is very important. And what does it mean to be crypto native? It means that when you come into a crypto conversation, you can understand what they are saying. You can understand the conversation going on. That means if they're using their like GM, GM in Web3 means we say GM, that's like short for good morning, because it's a global space, it's a global workspace. My morning here might be your night there. So we all decided that GM is going to be like a general greeting, so that we don't have to, because if I say good night now and then it might be somebody's good morning. So GM became a general way of greeting. So that means that if someone mentions a terminology in the industry, you can understand it without struggle. That's what it means to be crypto native. So crypto native is the first thing that you need to do. After you've understood the basics, you need to understand, okay, what is this industry? What are the different sectors? What are the different categories? What are the different terminologies? And these things are very obtainable on the internet. If you Google now, if you Google 100 terminologies, blockchain terminologies, you're going to see quite a number of blogs about it, and you can read it. And then if you're reading that it's not making sense, you're not understanding it. That is where ChatGPT comes in. You can ask ChatGPT to explain this thing to you like you are 5 or like you are 7, and ChatGPT will explain it to you in the most simplest way possible. And you can ask ChatGPT to give you examples that will make it very relatable to you. So you can leave it ChatGPT to make these things very simple. So after you've understood what it means to be crypto native, like what are those key terminologies of the industry, right? After you've understood it, the next thing will be to find out what are the different career paths. What are different career paths in the Web3 job space, Web3 career space? Now we have three different career paths. One is the coding career path, or what we call the tech career path that involves coding. Now, when people hear about Web3 career, they'll think that it doesn't involve them because it might require coding. It is, but it's not always so. So we have tech, we have semi-tech, and then we have non-tech. That is coding, semi-coding, and non-coding. So we have skills that, or career path that requires you to code. We have career path that requires just a little bit of coding, and then we have career paths that doesn't require coding. So at this point now, you want to find out where do you fit in, because you're saying now maybe you don't have an experience, maybe you've never had a job before, right? But you need to know where to start from. You need to know the kind of skills, the kind of this thing to get started with. So in the non-coding part, in the coding part, that is the tech part, we have development, app development, mobile app development, web development. And now the programming languages here is quite different. It's quite different from or a bit different from Web 2. The Web 2 programming languages involves like your CSS, the HTMLs, and Python, and the rest of them. But then you need that foundation of the Web 2 to be able to learn the coding of Web 3. So that's why I said your skills in Web 2 are not wasted if you're going to transition to Web 3 careers and jobs. You can transition them into Web 3. So if you can still hear me, say hi in the comment section. If you can say hi, you can say hello, just say you're following. Just drop a comment. So I'm sure that you're following me, what I'm saying. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Hanose. Thank you, Zaba. You can also share this link with everybody. It's a free session. You can share the link with other people so they can join in. Now, Web3 is internet of today and tomorrow. And acoustics, more jobs will be created in this industry. But most people will miss out, not because of not because there are no opportunities, but because they are not well positioned. So which is why I'm doing this session, so that you know what is obtainable and how to position yourself for them. So thank you, Faka, thank you, Peace, thank you. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name very well. Thank you, and you Gabuza. Thank you, Kanya. Thank you, Zandi Zwane. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name very well. All right, okay. So as we continue, right? So I stopped at the tech skills that requires coding. So let's say you've never coded before. You can start learning how to code. That is, if it's what you are interested in, and there are opportunities. And the beautiful thing is that the Web3 pays better for your skills. I mean, you can earn. I don't know the equivalent in your currency in South African currency, but you can Google it. You can just Google the typical salary of a Web3 career person, and you will see it. You see it on Google, and it's quite recreative for your skills. Now, moving on to like semi coding skills. So we see things like analytics, data analytics, product management. These are the kind of skills that, because they require maybe a little bit of coding, like data analytics need you to know things like SQL, for example, and a bit of Python, for example. So you need to like know this, be able to like execute your data analytics skills very well, right? Um, then we now have non-tech skills. Non-tech skills involve writing, design, marketing. And in marketing is also very broad, because marketing involves product marketing, group marketing, partnerships, collaboration. It's quite a broad sales and all of that. So you can now decide, okay, how do you now know which one to go for? How do you know which skill to go for? Whether to go for coding, semi-coding, or non-coding skills. So this is where I walk people through. I'm going to share my screen and show you something. I'm going to share my screen and show you something. Walk you through the process a bit. So there's a website called web3.career. It's called web3.career. It's a website where jobs in the Web3 space are listed. That's not the only website. We have crypto.jobs, um, crypto jobs lists, and different websites like that. But web3.career is quite popular. So I'm going to share my screen now to show you how to figure out. This is one way to figure out which skill to go for. And to also show you what kind of skills and jobs that are out there that you can go for. So share my screen now. Okay. So you can let me know if you can see my screen. It's coming up. The web is still loading. Or let me just continue talking while it's finished loading. Let me stop. So when it's not loading, I'm going to show you what I want to show you. So when you go to web3.career, right, you're going to see different kind of jobs posted today, yesterday, last week, last month, and in different those that are remote. Because I want to know what to check is you're in South Africa, you are in South Africa, and you you want to be working from where you are. You don't need to travel all the way to the UK, to the US, to Canada to be able to work with all these people. For example, now me, I'm in Nigeria, and I've worked with people in the UK. I've worked with people in India, and I've worked with people in Asia. I've worked with people in different parts of the world, just from Nigeria, right? So you're looking out for jobs that are remote, jobs that you can work from where you are, remote jobs, and you see the different. So you're going to select. I just really wish this website comes up. Okay. Oh, I see what the problem is. Okay. So it's going to come up now. All right. So I'm going to share my screen now so I can just quickly show you and you appreciate it better. So can you see my screen now? Can you see the website I just opened for you to see? Just help me confirm you can see it. I just opened the website now. Can you see it, please? All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So now on this is Web3 career, and you want to figure out, okay, which skill should I go for? Because now remember, this is under the assumption that maybe you don't have a skill yet, or maybe you already have some skills, but you don't know how to position that skill in order to get a job in Web3. So now you come to the website and you switch it to remote. So you go to web3.career. So these are like remote jobs now. We are posted. Now these are different categories of those jobs. We have AI analyst, back end, Bitcoin, blockchain, community manager, crypto, cryptography, CTO, just different categories of jobs. And trust me, there's a job here that you can do. I mean, customer support is on like what almost anybody can do. And there's customer support here. So let's look at let me pick customer support for example, because it's one of the easy entry job roles. Now this is on a have jobs that are posted like 4 days ago, and it's like the salary range, but it's like senior roles. So I want to look out for the entry level roles. This is Russian speaker, Latam speaker. Latam is Latin America. Customer support specialist 11 days ago. They're looking for someone that's based here. I hope this is in remote. Okay. So now, but I want to show you something. So this is how you figure out whether you are able to choose a job, the area you can focus on. So before you even come to this point now, make a list of your abilities. Ask yourself, what do people normally compliment you for? Because I like people to go for skills that tailor to their strengths more than just anything random, right? Because you're trying to go for a relevant skill, but you're also going for a relevant skill that is tailored to your strength. For example, me now, I don't like anything. I don't like coding. I don't like anything that has to do with calculations or numbers. I like to write. I like things I can write. Like so, I don't like to code. So I wouldn't even bother to go to anything that has to do with development, web development, or app development. No, I wouldn't even bother because I want to understand a thing that's happening there. Not like I don't have the ability to understand it, but it's not something that I am that I would like to do. So, um, okay, do you follow right? I trust you follow what I'm saying. So now this is this webs this let's check out this job first. This is what I said they're hiring a customer support specialist for a crypto bot. And this is like the estimated salary based on your location. And they say this crypto board has over 2 million users. So they are looking for someone who's going to handle user inquiries using a CRM system. So now this tells you now that if you're going to go for this job, it means that you need a CRM skill. You need to know how to use a CRM. What's a CRM? A customer relationship management tool. And you need to know how to resolve issues. You need to know how to spot patterns in user problem. You need to know how to escalate issues. You need to know how to develop knowledge base, regulations, rules that will help to keep the that will help to manage the users. And then you need to know how to understand the product features before they are released, so that you're able to communicate it very well to the customer when they have complaints. So now people that they're looking for Russians, someone that has a one year minimum of 1 year experience. That's why I said this is like one of the easiest entry level job roles, customer support specialist. But this one is very niched because it's Russia. So this is what this is a typical example. So you make a list of your abilities, and when you make of that ability, right? Like I mean, even before you get to this website now, you carry that ability and then you go to ChatGPT. So I would like to use somebody on the chat to practice this right now. Maybe someone on chat should tell me, let me know your just let me know what your ability. What's that one thing that people praise you for? People say, "Oh, you do so well doing this. Like you're so good at this. You're so good at that." Can someone just let me know? So I'm going to use it to show you something on how to find out your career path using things like ChatGPT. Uh, just anybody, just drop that is in people know you for, and I can use it to show you how to use it to find out your career path. All right. So now, when you make a list of those abilities and skills and strengths, you cannot go ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, I want to get a job in Web3. Which job aligns with this? Okay. You see communications, good communication skills and eloquence. All right, awesome. So I'm going to use this now. If you don't mind, I'm going to share my other screen, ChatGPT screen, so I can show you how I'm doing it. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. So I'm GPT. So you can let me know as well if you can see my ChatGPT screen. So Kanya, I'm using yours now to show it. So let me know if you can see my ChatGPT screen so I can quickly show you. So now she said, I want to assume it's a she, if I'm assuming right. Communication skills, good communication skills and eloquence. So I want to get a job. So I'm asking ChatGPT, I want to get a job in Web3 and my skills. And I have so recommend career paths, recommend jobs and career paths that I can do. So ChatGPT is going to show you. See now, can you see it now? Awesome. So ChatGPT is just showing you that the kind of jobs you can go for is what? A community manager. Why does it fit you? It's only why it fits you because community is like key thing in Web3 space. These are your core responsibilities, and you can go from community moderator and eventually become an ecosystem lead. And these are other skills you can add to yourself. You can learn how to use moderation tools, understand these things first. Now, and this is another kind of job you can go for. This is number one. This is the first job because of what? You are very good with communication and you're very eloquent. So this is another kind of job you can go for. This is another job you can go for because when it comes to partnerships, you need to be able to be eloquent. You need to be able to persuade people to be able to get collaboration deals, to be able to get partnerships. So anybody that's eloquent will be able to do this job. And then when I have space moderator, crypto podcast, that people that get paid to host podcasts, to hold spaces in the Web3 space. So these are now like, but number one is this. This is the number one, and then down, down, down. So you see, so ChatGPT is going to like help. So you now look at what is required, and then say, okay, this is what I can do. So you choose one. You choose one. Just choose one. Don't choose two. Just choose one. So now, after you've chosen that, you can now you can now go back to that website I shared with you. That is web3.career, and this website now. And then when you choose this website, you go straight to, so it said what? Community management. So this is community management now, community manager. So you now want to find out what kind of jobs exist right now that are posted here. So 4 days ago, Big Panda posted that they're looking for somebody customer care for their community. This was they're looking for a DAO community manager and all of that. So you want to find out, excuse me, you want to find out when these people are looking for this kind of skills, what do you actually look out for them from them? So let's say they're a community manager. See what they're looking for. They're looking for someone who can um, help to communicate feedback from the community to the team and help to organize weekly calls, maintain the communication channels, just basically manage the community. So what are they requiring from you? They require somebody who knows, who has a record in operation or who has experience documenting um, with technical documentation, who has experience with handling some tools like GitHub or project management. Enable that you don't even know all of these things. You just want to know what does it require, know, in order to be able to execute this job perfectly, or not if, but when I get the job. So you can also go back to ChatGPT and put website, turn on the web feature in Web3, sorry, in ChatGPT, and then tell it that it should chart a roadmap for you. You should list out the requirements, list out, let's say you choose community management. So list out the requirements needed for me to be knowledgeable, be skilled, not knowledgeable now, but be skilled as a community manager, and draft draft a roadmap that will take me from that will take me from zero to getting a job. So ChatGPT is going to. So do you follow now? I hope you are still following. Do you still follow me now? So this is what you do. So now it's going to show you. So ChatGPT is going to show you now. These are like what see, it's showing now what recruiters and projects are looking out for, listed out here. So these are the core skills you need to develop, listed out here. And then this is your roadmap, the things you need to learn. So even if you're going to use YouTube or any platform to learn these skills in order to be ready to apply for a job, you now have a guide on the first things to learn. So, like I said at the beginning, Web3 Basic is literally the first thing that you need to learn. And you can now do that. There are platforms like on this YouTube channel now. The good thing is that on our YouTube channel here, we have everything. Like I have playlists, different playlists that can take you from beginner to learner. We have different playlists for different skills. I have a whole video for community managers. I have a whole video for writers. I have a whole, because we've had boot camps over the years. So let's say that you want to get started. We have videos that can support your growth on this YouTube channel, which is why if you haven't subscribed yet and if you haven't like turned on notifications, you need to do that now, right? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because these videos are free, and these jobs are very possible. I can always use myself as an example. Someone who left school and went, and then I have like several testimonials like that. So now I'm showing you now. I'm showing you this. So this is what ChatGPT is going to give you, and you can do this. You can even finish this even in a month if you are very committed. If you decide that you want to change your financial trajectory, because you need knowledge and you need skill, and then you need proof of work. You need knowledge, you need skill, and you need proof of work. So, like in Web3, you need knowledge one. You need to know about that skill, what that skill entails, and then you need to be able to do the skill, and you need to then prove that you know how to solve problems that are tied to that skill. So I don't know if anybody has any questions at this point, if I have any specific questions, because the goal of this class is to get you from, oh, you're unaware, and then you are aware now, and you begin to position yourself for jobs. So now where can you find jobs? How do you find these jobs? Let's say that you've built your skill, you've built your ability, right? So where do you find these jobs? There are different ways to get these jobs. I usually don't advise people to just simply go and apply to a job website like this one I showed you. Um, so I usually don't advise people to just simply go to a job website to go and apply, because the chances are, you're not going to. You might be the number 1,000 and number 500,000 person that's going to apply to that website because it's public, right? So I advise people to, first of all, after you've learned a skill, next is to start have a social media presence. Now, this is the part that people run away from. Oh, I don't know how to write content on social media. I don't want to show my face. I don't want to. The benefit about Web3 spaces, I don't even need to show your face. There's so many people I know in Web3 that I don't even know what they look like. In fact, for the longest time in the Web3 space, I worked with people that they didn't even know what I looked like. I was getting paid. I was a writer. I was writing news for a crypto news website, and they didn't even know what I looked like. I didn't know what they looked like, and yet I was getting paid on a monthly basis. So that's the beauty of Web3 space. But then you need positioning, and positioning means you need to build your social media account. Now, you don't need to have like 1,000 followers. No, in fact, if you have like 200, but as long as every single day you come and show, like, now you're learning these skills, you come to your handle like, oh, today I learned this. This is what I learned today. This is the problem I can solve with this skill. That's what you can post on your handle. So you're trying to show potential recruiters and employers what you know and what you can do. That is basically what you can do with your social media handle. And let me use myself as an example again. I've gotten a writing gig if as a fractional writer for a brand just because I was consistent on LinkedIn. So I got a DM one day and they were like, can you write an article for us? How much do you charge for an article? And I said, this is the amount I charge. And they're like, awesome, let's take this to Telegram. So we took it to Telegram, and that was I wrote for them for like 3 months. I wasn't on their team. They just pay me to just write article for them. And that was just it. And I was doing it alongside other jobs I had. So this shows you the different opportunities. And I've also gotten jobs by being in communities, being active in communities. So you can get jobs from your network, from social media and all, but it's all about positioning. If nobody knows what you can do, if nobody has seen a proof of your work, they will not be able to recommend you. They will not be able to give you the job. That's why I tell people that social media is a game changer. Don't just use it for engagement. Don't just use it for posting just random stuff. You can use it to position yourself as somebody who's knowledgeable about your skill. So, which is why we have our membership plan at Valley Corporate, which is why we have this YouTube channel where you can come to and learn. And if you drop a comment, I will always reply you, because we are a community here on YouTube. We're a community across our social media platforms, on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever, even on my WhatsApp, right? Even on my WhatsApp. So if you want to like reach out to me, you can always reach out to me on WhatsApp. I think Zaba can give my contact, or if you want, I can. If you ask for it, I can give it to you. So the whole goal here is that you go from where you are right now to getting your next job opportunity in Web3. So building your brand a key is a key thing that you need to do. So people need to know, especially when you don't know anybody, you have to market yourself. And that is what social media does for you. So now, after you've started building and optimizing your handle, right? I also have videos about this on this YouTube channel. Next thing for you to do is for you to package your resume or even build a proof of work first. So what is proof of work? So you learned about community management. You watch a few videos on our YouTube channel, and you learned, okay, this is how to do what about this is what to do about community management. This is how to manage people in the community. But then someone will not hire you just because you said you can do it. They want to see that you've been able to do it, which is now where your proof of work comes in. So how do you build proof of work? How do you build a portfolio even without when you're not even being hired in the first place, we don't even have a job in the first place? That's why at Value Corp now we use our platform, our community, as a testing ground for people, as a practical ground for people. So you can practice with us, right? You can practice it for like a month or for as long as you want. And then after you've practiced with us, we can give you a certification. We can give you you can now leverage us as your number one experience. Beyond that, you can leverage all the opportunities I will share with you. We have partnership opportunities. We have different partners. You can gain experience with any of our partners. You can gain experience by joining ambassador programs. You can gain experience and all these like entry level opportunities. There are projects that you can just send a message to that you would like to support what they are doing with your community management skills. That you don't even at this point you're not looking to get paid. You're just looking to get an experience that you will put in your resume, and that's will not give you a leverage to not get a paying job. So this is how you build a portfolio. This is how you build. This is how you get your first experience if you don't have any experience in that skill. So you go for like freelance opportunities. You can come to us here. You can leverage internship opportunities, ambassador opportunities. You can leverage offering your services to project in exchange for that experience and for you to be able to put it in your resume. And then after you've done that, you can there's now time for you to now go fully into getting that job. And one way you can go about this is so there's a tool I found out recently on I created a tool now. It's a handle, it's an X handle, it's called Web3 Alert. Web3 Alerts. And it shows you interactions happening on X. It shows you new accounts as they are created. Now, what is the advantage of this tool, or let's say, or this handle on X or of this website? The advantage is that if you find a project early, you are able to pitch to them. Hi, I found out you have this challenge and I have the skills that can help you. If you're open to this, let's jump on a call to talk about it, talk more about it. So this with this handle now, you can find out um, products in Web3 that we are created like 3 months ago and need your services like your community management services, your writing services, and all of that. And then you pitch it on the platform. And they can give you the job. And you have to have a conversation with them and they can give you the job. Then there's an easy job opportunity. Let me give you another easy hack. Let's see, this one doesn't even require any experience at all. It doesn't require any experience at all. But if you can still hear me, please just say hi. You can still hear me. Don't worry, we'll be finishing in the next 5-7 minutes. And then you can ask your questions if you have any questions. And I can take your further questions, even my DM and all of that. All right, awesome. So I'm going to give you a hack that can pay you. You should try it, and I want to get feedback from all of you that are on this live. So, right on X and LinkedIn, there are founders there. There are founders on X, there are founders on LinkedIn, and they don't have the time. Because one of the ways that you get opportunities is by creating content consistently and increasing visibility um, for your handle of what you do. Now, these projects have founders that are too busy building the project and they don't even have time to build their own accounts. So you find these uh, founders, and it's very easy to find. All you just have to do is just type in the search button, type for X now, you type building, building. If you type building Web3 in search, and it's going to bring out lots of accounts, and you check if they've been consistent. You identify handles that just repost content to reply to create please confirm if you can hear me because my network is lagging. Okay, I think we're back. Please can you hear me? My network was lagging a bit, but I think we're back right now. Say hi if you can hear me. All right, all right. Okay, great, great. All right. Now, these handles, right, they need people that will reply on their behalf. So I need to do this for me. Like do this I'm just sharing with you right now. Founders in Web3 on LinkedIn. My contact is there. Um, like I said, This channel is here to help you build your skills, and we're here to help you position for those job opportunities. You don't have to trade. So many people have lost money to trading, and we see how the market is. The market has been very bearish. The market has been very, very, very bearish. So you cannot just keep depending on the market. You can't keep depending on the trading. You can't keep depending on the trading just to make money. You can make money as in the jobs, because even though the market is bearish, the jobs are still there, right? Projects are still coming out. So who are those who is now like, it shows you that the jobs are there. The market might be down. Trading might not be as profitable, but the career never leaves you, because career is something that is transferable, something that you can use from one job to the other. So if you have